Okay, so they sped through this draft, it looks like, or at least pretty quickly. Hold on, actually. Need to change the link. There we go. Alrighty. They started without warning here, so that's why we're a bit behind. They didn't tell us we were going, so we missed a few of the picks, but it's no big deal here. We're already to go. And now we don't have to sit through the rest of the pick and bans. But we've got LNZRO here versus Imperial Black Knights, who we saw yesterday. Unfortunately, did not win. They lost to their, I don't know, organization mates. I don't know, the Imperial Red Knights. But it's a 2-1 series. It was really good, actually. A pretty good series. So if you haven't seen that one, certainly go watch it. It was definitely worth a viewing. This one, though, I think that, you know, probably LNZRO is favored in this one. Imperial Black Knights still have not won a series, to my knowledge, unless I've missed a game. It's possible I have, but I believe it's they haven't won a series. They've won several games, but they haven't actually been able to like close out a series there and take that. So they're off to a bit of a rough start, but definitely have the ability to right the ship here. We got a Bard pick. Is that okay? Apparently they're saying that's an Akali pick. The Bard was a mistake. I was questioning that when they've already got Caitlyn Morgana locked in here. So that Bard is not a Bard. It's going to be an Akali pick. Don't know why we're doing pro draft if they still picked the wrong thing. But we've got the Bard in here. Sivir, Karma going to be landing against Caitlyn Morgana. Then we've got a Vlad, I would assume would be in the Akali. You know, I'd imagine that's why you're picking that one up now. But Kled bands coming through here. Black Knights played that yesterday, as well as the Kazakhs and Vagar. They played that to great success in a few of their games. So that's why those bans are being, thrown out here. Some of the weird champions you don't see as much, but Imperial Black Knights have been making good use of. Yeah, if you do want to bet, use the ! bet, and then you need the team. So whatever the team acronym is. So LNZRO, it's LNZRO. For Imperial Black Knights, I believe it's IKB, if I'm not mistaken, and then the number of points you want after that. Just put a space in the number of points. If you want to know how many points you have, just do ! points, and you'll get that pretty easily, so no issues. I think that's all. But back to the pick and bans here. You got a Nunu coming in the jungle here, so still one soul lane left to go for Imperial Black Knights, and Olaf gonna be the pickup into the Nunu. Makes a decent amount of sense. Very strong jungler early, good into tank matchups, and pretty good into Nunu, who's a tank that has decent ganks, but does not have a 1v1 potential at all, and can get run down. Galio also going to be there for LNZRO, so no crazy synergy with the Galio, but certainly ulting onto an Olaf that's running into the enemy backline going to be very powerful. Very powerful combination. Sivir and Karma, a ton of moon speed to give that Olaf and Vladimir to get them in there. And Alawi looks like it's going to be the last pickup in the top lane. So that'll probably be into the Vladimir, and the Akali will go mid. So not actually going to be a matchup against the Vladimir here. But actually, no, the Alawi could be mid lane. Now that I'm thinking about it, that'd be really bad to put the Akali into the Galio, because it's kind of a counter pick. I mean, not a super hard counter, but he's good against magic damage champions and allow his physical damage. People were playing Fiora into Galio for a long time. That was the counter pick to Galio. It was kind of a niche counter pick, but people were picking Fiora. So maybe the counter pick now is Alawi instead of the Fiora. So it's another 80 champion that has pressure in the side lane later on against the Galio. I mean, she wins at all stages in the game against the Galio. She doesn't have the map pressure, obviously, but if he's in lane, she'll smash him. Literally and figuratively. Let me just turn over here. Turn on the sound, get everything going. And we'll hop into the champion select. Actually, that's that's actually in the client. Yeah, should be pretty quick draft here. Nothing crazy. Yeah, you can also use ! cookies if you want to know how many points you have. Cookies point, same thing. I personally would bet lane 0 this game. That'd be my pick. Because they have seemed a bit more consistent, and it's also a lot of faces I know better, so that helps out. I actually know the people playing on that team because we've seen Black Knights a couple games, but besides X Ranger, I don't think anyone has really played in the Sugar Free League for a long time, and I haven't seen them in any other leagues or anything, so I don't know that much about them besides like the 2 games I've seen so far. But I think it should be a pretty competitive game still. I wouldn't be surprised if the series goes 2-1. I'd be surprised if lane 0 loses, but I wouldn't be surprised if a 2-1. Totally could see the Black Knights pulling out a game. You know, 100%. I think this game 1 I would give over to lane 0. I think that the draft went really well for them, all things considered. You look at the top side of the map, Galio, Olaf, Vladimir. It's super strong. Obviously, the big problem is bot lane, but you have a Karma Sivir there with a spell shield, the speed ups, and the ability to combat the poke a little bit. That's not really one of those hard win lanes that Caitlyn Morgana has. They certainly should win the lane, but it's not like you smash them so hard you take 15, all 5 turret platings by, you know, 10 minutes and you've taken down the first turret in the bot lane. That's not really this kind of lane, especially with the Sivir, Karma, wave clear. Even if you do just sit on a turret, you know, that's still, you can still wave clear. And if you don't sit on a turret, you still have the tools to at least contest the push a little bit. So that's not like a crazy hard lane. And the amount of map pressure they're going to have with an Olaf, I think, is going to be really tough to deal with here for Captor in the jungle. I would be very scared for him this game. Trying to think if there's anything else to really talk about. Besides the Alawi, there's nothing really that crazy in this game. Nunu isn't a very popular champion in competitive play, in the competitive space, but he really is very good in solo queue and in some of the lower level leagues. I think he's an incredibly powerful pick because his ganks, if you have good wards, his ganks are very avoidable. But when you mostly have bad wards in this league, it can be not very easy to spot him out. And if the wards aren't there, then once he's on top of you, it's pretty hard to get away because he's so fast by the time he gets there. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see the Nunu. You don't get to see Nunu as often as you would like. I think a cool champion overall to me. We'll see if it can be utilized to its fullest potential here. We've got triple global with the Galio, Sivir, Vladimir all having global. 2 TPs in the Galio ultimate, and then we have double TP, Akali, Alawi. So a slight global advantage, I guess, over to lane 0, but not really big. Karma also taking that heal as opposed to a combat, a more aggressive, like Ignite Exhaust sort of thing. Trying to think if there's anything else to mention before we hop in game. Not really. I mean, like I talked about, this is Imperial Black Knights' I think 5th game, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they're 0-4 right now, or 5th series rather. But they've looked good, and I think that this series, if I had to predict the exact score, I would think 2-1 here. But I do think lane 0 is going to take it. We'll see though. They have looked good. X Ranger has looked fantastic on Akali specifically. Last series he played it yesterday, and he looked really, really good on Akali. Some really nice games out of him. And I believe I mispronounced the Imperial Black Knights mid laner name the entire time yesterday, and he didn't correct me. So I apologize for that if you ever watch both those VODs, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how else to say this. It's not really I can't sound it out phonetically, but we're gonna be getting into game 1 shortly here, so stick around. Just gonna be another minute. Spectre delay is almost done, and then we load in, so gonna be into game 1 soon, so get excited for that. Thanks for stopping by, watching, appreciate it, And, yeah, let's get it to it. Okay, as we're loading in here, we've got just a couple more seconds. We're at like 99% right now. If you do want to support me specifically, because I know Fallen's going nuts here in the Discord anyway, you can find me on Twitch and YouTube. I'm not Kios. I'm not COES. That would be the only place you can really do it, but I definitely appreciate it. Any exposure and stuff would be awesome for me specifically. So if you want to do that, that's awesome. But obviously, no big deal if you don't. A lot of people are just here for the SFL. I don't begrudge that at all. I'm just happy people watch, and I'm happy to try and put on some more games. Unfortunately, I won't be here tomorrow, so we won't get a Sunday game. But I should be around next weekend for at least a couple series there. So, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll shut up now. At least about me. Now we're talking about the game here. But, yeah, we've got LNZRO here on the blue side. The Knights on the red side here running out. Got 4 members in mid lane here, so... maybe an invade? Not sure just yet. Early Infernal spawn as well. Infernal's going to be that first dragon, so keep your eyes on that one. And, okay, we're just going to mull around here as a 5-member unit. Quick ward down, and then LNZRO are going to respond with a ward of their own on to the Raptors. So both the Raptors are going to be warded until about 3 minutes or so. Oh, going to interrupt the back there, but where my jungle should be able to get back with plenty of time if he wants to. Honestly, with the health regen he has, it probably doesn't matter. He'll probably be like basically like 1 or 2 ticks away from full. Yeah, I believe for some reason the bets all have to be in lowercase. Don't make them capitalized. I guess it's case sensitive. I don't know why it is that way, but it is. So if you're betting, just make sure all the stuff's lowercase. So that way the bot knows like how to it knows how to interpret it. If it's capitalized, it's somehow for some reason it doesn't like that. Indigo and Joshua, I don't know if willingly face checking that brush was the right idea. They had a ward on it, and they were just like, all right, we'll walk through and take the damage. But, yeah, both junglers started red here. Olaf going to start on the Krugs now. I mean, that's a pretty common path for the Olaf. You just kind of start on your buff on whatever bot side is going to give you a leash, and you just full clear. Because he's just such a good clearer of the jungle. Like, it's kind of insane. And now, this Alawi counterpick may be going to work out as we get a gank in the mid lane. Tooler proccing the Aftershock, but he's already used all of his mobility. Still has the Flash Ignite actually going down. He's going on the offensive. The auto will do it. Tooler with the first blood. The red buff, though, on Captor. It's a lot of damage coming through. Looking for it. Here comes Where My Jungle. Tooler with the potion. Going to heal up a bit. Captor has to flash out of that Winds of War. Where My Jungle flashing onto him. Got one axe. Going to get the reset. Will he do it? Yes, he will. Where My Jungle with the kill. 2 kills in mid lane here for lane 0 to start things off. Tooler absorbing that gank and turns it around here. This Alawi counterpick I thought was going to work out, but in the end, died to Tooler there. The Aftershock's such a powerful rune when you proc it. Basically makes you unkillable for a short amount of time, unless you got all 5 members there, and that time they only had 2. And now maybe things will calm down, but Where My Jungle, a good rotation. You know, he was in the middle of clearing his jungle, but saw what was going down in mid lane and came over there. A nice effort by Captor. You know, you've got this Alawi in mid lane. You've clearly picked her for this laning phase. Why not try and gank and do something there early, right? That's what your game plan's based off of. It makes sense, but that time it turns around on them, and now they're in a really rough spot, honestly. This Galio already with a completed Hex Deck Revolver, really strong right now, and the Alawi is sitting on like a Corrupting Potion. She's already used both her summoner spells, no TP. Of course, Tooler has as well, but like, when you're up, you'd rather have summoner spells down here. We got a gank in the bot lane, though. This Nunu is not done, but a great spell from Indigo. Flashing away from that binding as Snapski tried to flash to find it, but all the CC gonna miss. A great flash from Indigo, a great spell shield, and Joshua even hangs on to both his summoner spells. So while Captor is getting some things done on the map, trying to gank here and there, hasn't really worked out how he was hoping to. 2-0, you know, up the kill score. 1,000 gold lead for lane 0. It's not in CS, it's all the kills are picked up. I mean, a slight jungle CS, but that's made up for in the bot lane. And you can see the gold difference there. Significant 500 in the mid lane, about 400 in the jungle, and then I'll keep that up there, and then, you know, slight advantages here and there, but really mid jungle where the advantages lie because of that kill. Another gank from the Nunu. This time it's going to land here. Heal going to be dropped down, but a flash to get the trap. Mao Esports with the kill. Indigo survives, but his support does not. Joshua that time got a little greedy with a flash and paid for it with his life. The second gank works for Captor. Where My Jungle, though? He's giving chase. He's got blue buff, so tons of axes. And Captor throwing out some snowballs, trying to slow him down. We'll be able to find the root and buy a bit of room here. Should survive. But actually, Captor getting very low. Where My Jungle not going to continue to chase. Probably could grab the kill. No, he's going back over. Blast Cone. Oh, misses the axe. And without ultimate, probably not going to be able to use the dive there. He's only level 4, so needed that axe to hit in order to find the kill, but missed it that time. A good dodge by Captor, saving his life. If there's any newcomers, people who are new to the Sugar Free League, I don't know if you're here for the betting portion. Not actual betting, of course, but we have, like, cookies points that you get from existing in chat, but also you can bet on teams to who will win, or you can duel other people. So put in the bet command and then the name of the team. So we got lane 0 on the blue side here, LNZRO. So it'll be !bet, LNZRO, and then the amount you want to bet. Obviously, if you're new, I think you only start with 500 cookies. But yeah, you can certainly put those on the line. And then if you want the other team, they're the Imperial Black Knights. So it'd be bet IKB, I believe, is their, whatever's on the screen. IKB. That's their little acronym. And then the amount of cookies you want to bet. Just put a space in between each thing, in between each string, and you'll be fine there. And you can duel other people in chat. It's just like a random number generator, and you can challenge someone to a duel. I don't know exactly how that command works because I've never used it. I've stolen cookies from Fallen in the past, though, because he challenged me. Foolishly, he challenged me and lost. And I took those cookies all the way to the bank. I think I'm still second, though. I think I'm second in the placement for cookies right now. I think Fallen's still ahead of me, or someone else is. So kind of disappointing, to be honest. But hey, you got to live with it. And if you are any new people in chat, you can find our Discord, our website, all below the stream. Website sugar-freeleague.com. Discord links below. all the good stuff. But after a lot of ganking from the Nunu early, he slowed down in the last couple minutes here. Galio now his ultimate, so he's got to be very cognizant of that. TP up for the sub as well. X-Ranger with TP. Alawi, no TP at the moment. Neither does the Sivir have, I don't know. English is hard, guys. That tends to make a lot of sense, but they don't have TP. That's what I'm trying to say. Top laners do, though. And the Galio has that ultimate. The not the Grand Entrance. Wrong champion here. X-Ranger, though, in trouble. Where am I jungle? Hopping onto him. Already at 1 axe, but X-Ranger doing a really good job of kiting out this Olaf. Going back in, looking for it, but no, the sub flashing in for the kill. X-Ranger getting a little greedy, made the great escape, and then went back in, trying to pull out a huge play, which, when you are in this position, it makes sense to go for something big, but X-Ranger that time around threw away the escape he made, and will fall. Has TP to get back to lane, and will use it this time around. But the sub has preserved it, so now global advantages are over to LNZRO's side, and that's a scary thing to, scary situation to be in. Yeah, if you want to know your points, just put !mark cookies or !mark points. The sub, though, good pool to get away from X-Ranger, who was trying to jump onto him once again. The sub, low on health in lane, but going to stay in here. He's got decent sustain. He's got cooldown reduction with a Kindle Gem and a bit of AP. But certainly not at the point where he's got like 40% CDR and just healing a ridiculous amount all the time. So it will take him a while to sustain, especially when X-Ranger is beating up on him. So the gold lead's still 1,000. That's a good news for the Imperial Black Knights, is they have, a gold deficit right now. But it has been at about 1,000 for about 10 minutes now. Or not 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Wrong amount of time. And if you're not losing more, then that's a good sign here. As we get a big play in mid lane, a 2v2. Tooler going to flash out as Alawi dropped the ult, was trying to smack him with some tentacles, and he said no thanks. Where am I jungle, though? He's going back in. Alawi's already used that ultimate. And now flash away from Captor. In exchange for a Ragnarok, they get the flash here. Tooler had to flash out defensively, but the re-engage was successful there. Interestingly, it's going to be a Cinderhulk. Olaf this time. No Warrior. Wario has... Wario. Okay, wrong genre of games. I don't know what's with me tonight. Warrior has been the common one here. So we get a gank in bot lane once again. Soul Shackles not going to land as they do both flash at Indigo and Joshua, that is. As we get a TP coming in. A good trap there on the sub. He's going to have to go into the pool very early. Osnapski low. Indigo will get it with that boomerang. As Tooler now fighting against Ryasai in the mid lane here, or at least in the river. Ignite thrown down, but Tooler in a bit of trouble here. A bit more damage. He might fall. Will get out of range. Just in time. Axe coming down. The Chilling Smite. There, where am I jungle? Will get the kill here. Another axe to land on a Captor. He's in trouble. No flash to get away. Absolute zero channel. Will get the Aftershock proc. Actually, that might save him. No, it won't. I was a bit too hopeful there. Where am I jungle? Picking up the third kill of the game. Flash in from Mao Esports. Almost gets the kill on Indigo with a Piltover Peacemaker, but maybe needed another auto and walked back before he could get that one off. Has the heal still. Ace in the hole. Oh, spell shielded by Indigo. And Mao Esports. Actually, no, the auto will come through the heal, saving him just long enough to grab that kill. So a 1-for-1 trade. Joshua coming in will clean that one up. Yeah, a bit of an ugly scrap there in the bot lane. But Mao Esports gets the job done in the end. Infinity Edge completed for him. Essence Favor for Indigo. And another dragon will fall. This time around, it's a Mountain Drake. And we get another Mountain Drake spawn. Really nice dragon spawn so far for LNZRO. Infernal into Mountain into second Mountain is a good start. Got that Hex Shrink already for the Alawi up against the Protobell completion of Tooler. So even the Merc Treads as well. So a lot of MR bought up, as well as some tenacity for the Alawi here, but she still had a tough time in this lane. Not really the desired outcome, right, when you pick this champion into the Galio, which is why I think the Fiora has been a more common counter pick, because naturally in her kit she's a bit better. She's an AD champion, which is what you want in the Galio, but also that Riposte shuts down basically his entire kit. Because if he gets stunned up by you, and then the lunge out as well, I mean, just everything about Fiora just is really good in the Galio. So max health damage when he builds a lot of health, at least in the current build. Proto Belt's the first item, and you get max health true damage. So honestly, if you're going to try and counter pick Galio in the mid lane, you know, pick Jace, pick, what's the AD carry's name? Lucian. Pick Fiora. I don't think the Illaoi's the way to go. If you're in top lane and you want the Illaoi for another reason, I think that's not a bad pick, but I think that the Illaoi pick isn't exactly what I would go with if you're trying to counter a Galio. That's just my personal opinion, though. Who am I to say? I'm just a noob. Gunblade completed, though, for X-Ranger. That's a big power spike for him. Gotta actually start to watch out. The sub sitting on a really weird assortment of items. He's trying to get Proto Belt, but also wanted some CDR early, so stopped off with the Fiendish Codex. But now he's just got a bunch of weird items in inventory. It's kind of funny looking. That's a lot of damage from X-Ranger. The sub in a bit of trouble. Emo play gonna be dropped. The pool as well. Phase Rush getting him out, but no, X-Ranger with the solo kill. I thought he might have gotten out there with the move speed, but no, jumped on by that Akali. Gunblade power spike. You can't underestimate it. That time the sub did. He goes down. Through flash and ultimate, as well as the pool. Had that up at the start of it. Where my jungle gonna grab? The Riftchild picks it up as well. Gonna pop the Ragnarok here to stop the CC. Galio coming in. A great entrance. Indeed it is. And Tuller will pick up the kill. The taunt gonna come down and will be able to peel everyone off his jungler, who gets out with the Rift Herald. But Tuller now in trouble himself. His X-Ranger coming down after the solo kill. Will be able to find a kill now onto Tuller. That priority rotation, because his enemy laner was just in base after dying there. As Indigo proxying away like a singed, I guess. Not even letting the minions get back to the turret. And they will be able to take that turret in the bot side, presumably, on this wave. As turret plating's gone, we're 14, almost 15 minutes in. With a Mountain Dragon, pretty easy to take the one. First turret over to Indigo and Joshua. 9-4 in kills. The goal lead has expanded, though. I was talking about how it's a good sign that the goal lead's still 1,000 for Imperial Black Knights. Well, that's not the case anymore. It's about 3,000 now. X-Ranger still very strong. He has been one of the stronger members for Imperial Black Knights so far this weekend. And now he's looking for a second solo kill on the sub. The Gunblade still has been so deadly. The sub with a great heal there with the Empower Transfuse, throwing down the Mill Plague, but it's just too late. X-Ranger with a second solo kill there. His third kill of the game, his second solo kill in lane. Now, maybe they can leverage this Akali. They've also got a very strong Caitlyn now, 2-2, but she's got an Infinity Edge completed there. Went for the Ninja Tabby. That's kind of an interesting pickup there. Not what I would go for either. I think Berserker Greaves would be fine here. I guess very afraid of that Olaf. But he's built tank, so kind of an interesting choice to go for Tabbies here. In my opinion, from Mao, but the power of him in lane, you know, against the Sivir, not bad. Now face checking your brush, though. That is certainly not where you want to be. The Ninja Tabbies are good here, but may not going to be good enough. And will go down D. Where my jungle with the kill. Doesn't need Warrior to kill people, apparently. Osnapsky flashing the wall, and Indigo will get the kill there. I believe the weapon's called a Chalisar, if I'm not mistaken. But I certainly could be wrong about that. But Turret going to go down in the mid lane. I've always called it a boomerang because it comes back. But, and it's called Boomerang Blade, but the actual weapon she carries isn't a boomerang. So it's like kind of misleading and confusing, I gotta say. The Riot Lore department, you know, gotta hop on that one. You're just sending mixed signals to me, and I don't really like it. Captor in trouble, slowed up now by that axe, trying to channel that biggest snowball ever to stop the slows, but will still die to Wear My Jungle. X-Ranger hopping out once again. He's already going for Death Cap there with an needlessly large rod, but that's still a ways off. And he just doesn't have the damage quite yet. Maybe when Death Cap's completed, he'll just kill everyone. I don't know, but he can't 1v9 quite at this point. Still very strong, though. Keep your eyes on that Akali, but you also have to look at that Olaf, who's 5-0-3 now. Went for the Cinderhulk like I talked about earlier, but he still does an incredible amount of damage with Conqueror, and he's just so far ahead that even with Cinderhulk and just a Black Cleaver for damage, Like, he still just destroys everyone here. Ludens Echo going to be the second item for Tooler. The sub has completed that Proto Belt and waiting for that second item. Probably going to go be a Zonius here. He's already got the Phoenix Codex and now has that stopwatch. So probably just going to get the Zonius second. His team already has a lot of damage. Just more important, he threatens the backline by staying alive. And maybe survives that Akali burst damage in the side lane. This Caitlyn trying to piece together a second item, but Indigo's, you know, much further ahead on that second item now with a BF sword and a pickaxe. So Caitlyn is kind of at that point where you're waiting for her to get her second and third items to be useful again after her good laning phase. And right now she is struggling to put together that second item, you know, let alone the third here. 4,000 gold lead. A slight growth in that department for LNZRO. 1825 in, roughly, and now Esports on the top side now going to be working against Tooler. Has no support, so an interesting 1v1 situation. The Galio has ultimate available. It's a pretty long cooldown, obviously, but Hero's Entrance is up right now. 144 second cooldown. Flashing in is Tooler, who will not find the engage he's looking for. X-Ranger now onto the sub once again. He's got it. Some backup this time around. The sub flashing the wall. And it looks like Captor's diving the sub. Will actually get the kill at the end. I didn't think he would, but the healing not enough from the sub quite yet. And now the turret will get on the top side, so they get a kill and maybe gonna get a turret, but Imperial Black Guys have already lost one on the top side, and they're still pushing in here. 4 members strong for LNZRO, working on this inner turret here. Captor gonna tank up a few turret shots. As Where My Jungle gonna proxy the wave, and now Mau Esports and Sarai in trouble. The ultimate gonna be dropped down by the Allow as she gets taunted. She'll be okay, but Ready Carry has already fallen. X-Ranger with the TP coming in. Going in with a shuriken flip. Knocked up by Tooler. Where'd he go? He's in the air. He comes back down and he's dead. X-Ranger falls. Sarai healing through a lot, but Osnapsky has not the same luxury. Sarai still left alive. The jungler still on the bot side. Captor did not have a global to get over. And X-Ranger now with his second death of the game, trying admirably to make a big play, but flew way up into the air somehow and came back down eventually to his death. Second LNZRO draw in inventory, still waiting on that death cap. Death cap is okay, about 1,000 gold away on death cap. So Imperial Black Knights, honestly, they looked much better yesterday, I think. This game isn't terrible, but they're down about 5,000 gold, and they haven't looked like they did in the game they won yesterday. In the game they won yesterday, they looked much better. Honestly, just as a team overall, they look so much better than they do today. So a bit disappointed by the performance from them so far, but certainly plenty of time to right the ship in this game. You know, the series as well, but even this game right now, they have plenty of time to fix their mistakes here. Ragnarok going to be channeled to stop that dark bind here as Where My Jungle finding a kill now on Osnapsky. Captor in trouble. Tooler there. But Where My Jungle just going to find the kill. Captor uses the absolute zero shield to buy a bit of time, but Tooler gets the kill in the end. Now Esports going to get taunted up by Tooler here. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down here. Where My Jungle with his 8th kill of the game. More tentacles coming out from Sarai's side, but the X-Ranker's nowhere near enough as Where My Jungle smacks him down for a triple kill. 9 kills now on the Olaf. 9-0-5, and Baron will be started up here with double Mountain and Infernal. This one should die pretty quick. Sivir here, a very good Baron taker as 80 carries go with the completed Infinity Edge. She is very, very deadly to these objectives. And Baron gonna be taken. Another Dragon spawning, a second Infernal here, 45 seconds in. LNZRO have had incredible luck. Incredible luck here with the Dragon spawn so far. Infernal, double Mountain, Infernal. Insane luck there. Yeah, it should be noted, I didn't talk about this earlier, but the Imperial Black Knights do have several subs here. So, I mean, obviously that makes you, you know, a little bit disjointed sometimes in your movements and your communication. So that's very understandable. And up against a great team like LNZRO, it's tough to, you know, play through that. As an axe gonna be thrown down on Osnapsky, who's gonna have to flash away. Even with the black shield, he's super afraid. Osnapsky gonna die to Where My Jungle. 10th kill for him. Team fight breaking out. A big emo plague there from the sub. Is going to use the pool to get out from underneath that turret. Captor, though, going to go down to Where My Jungle. His second kill. Now Esports trying to kite away, but Where My Jungle giving chase. The Karma speeding him up. The Axe going to miss. And the team fight clearly won that time by lane 0. 3 dead and none on the side of lane 0. As Imperial Black Knights now with just 2 members. X-Ranger and Mao Esports alive. Don't really have a hope of defending this inhibitor here. With Baird buff up on these minions, no way. Inhibitor goes down 23 minutes in. The pings are coming down to go to the Infernal Dragon. 11 kills on this Olaf now. 3 members on everyone else, 2 on Joshua. This game is certainly, you know, getting out of hand very quickly. 22-6 is the kill score. The goal lead, 11,000. Caitlyn does have very good wave clear. And she's on rapid fire cannon right now. So they can preserve some of their base. As X-Ranger maybe looking for another solo kill. His 3rd one of the game. X-Ranger doing his best. Death cap completed, and he just kills the sub. No Zonias that time. And the sub gonna die. His 3rd solo kill of the game. X-Ranger has dominated the sub so far. That has been the bright spot for Imperial Black Knights, is that lane in the top side. The Vladimir was picked pretty early on in the draft as well. So that's a good sign. Maybe they can get a ban on this Akali later on, you know, help out the other places on the map, or maybe even they just give it over again and X-Ranger smashes lane again. I don't want to call this game over, but I think at a certain point you do need to start thinking about a game number 2. Putting a bit more thought into that one. Learning from your mistakes in game number 1. X-Ranger, though, he's not giving up just yet. He's got 4 kills. He's got a Death Cap and a Gunblade. He's not done. Black Shield on him. Flashing away now. Where My Jungle is on the chase. X-Ranger has used the ultimate, has used Flash, has nothing else to get away here. Absolute Zero channel. It's actually a lot of damage. Where My Jungle, though, he's got the Conqueror. He's healing through it. Already 2 down, and none have fallen on lane 0's side. A double kill now for Where My Jungle. His 13th of the game. And that what looked to be a decent fight with a huge Absolute Zero channel. Didn't really amount to much of anything there for Imperial Black Knights, as lane 0 marching into the base. Tooler gonna find a taunt, gonna find a kill. Mao, the last one alive for his team. And will fire off some damage here, but the Nexus under fire. 25 and a half minutes in. Mao will die in the fountain to the autos of Indigo, who flashes out to survive, and the Nexus will explode. 14 kills on the Olaf. 14-0-7 the final score. A convincing win that time for sure. Feeling very confident at my lane 0 prediction after that one. Imperial Black Knights putting up a good fight. X-Ranger especially there. 4-3-1 at the end of that game. Had 3 solo kills in lane. And then a kill that he roamed to mid lane for, but nothing beyond that. And I think we're going to get right into game 2. Already in the lobby here, so probably just going to be a short break. I'm going to go ahead and get some water, though, so we'll be back in like, 30 seconds, a minute, who knows. So stick around, we'll be back soon. Okay, so they already hopped into the draft way before. I think way before the game was even done. So we're right on to game number 2 here. The sub is getting mad in the chat in the lobby here. He's a bit of a sore loser, unfortunately. Can't accept that he lost lane to X-Ranger. It's a sad state of affairs here, but on to the draft we go. Imperial Black Knights now going to be on the blue side. Down a game now. But the good news is that I think they can be much better than they were in game number 1 there. I've seen the potential they have. The bad news is they still have 2 subs on their team. So that definitely puts them at a bit of a disadvantage, unfortunately. But LNZRO, a strong opponent. So if you're going to have a game where you don't have everyone, I guess this would be it. But talking about the draft here, that's what we all came for. We had a Jarvan first pick into a Kai'Sa Nautilus response here from LNZRO, as Xayah Morgana were banned, so a lot of the common options there alongside the Olaf. And then Yasuo Veigar banned for LNZRO. And then in response to the Kai'Sa Nautilus lane, Imperial drafted Alistar Lucian, and then LNZRO locked in the Elise as their jungler here. So that's going to be an interesting pick into the Jarvan for LNZRO. A matchup that was pretty common in Worlds, I think, for the most part. Elise, Lee Sin, Jarvan, some of the best junglers there. As we get a Kled ban. Kind of disappointed that we don't get to see the Kazakhs, though. Saw it yesterday from Imperial Black Knights. Really looked, just amazing. So Vladimir ban going to follow that up. I mean, I suppose you can ban Vladimir. Noah Colley ban. Am I missing something here? Yeah, Noah Colley ban. So X-Ranger could get it again if they want it. Which he's looked good on in the 2 games I've seen him play it. He's been really good. Yeah, I don't know about this Vlad ban, but maybe it'll be good. Galio Bando as well from Imperial, and yeah, they're just leaving up the Akali. I mean, maybe LNZRO will pick it here because they obviously have the first pick after the bans, so maybe that's what they'll do. But honestly, a little weird to me that you wouldn't ban it unless you're prepared to play it, which maybe they are. And they're gonna pick it away. So LNZRO decide we're not gonna ban it. We're just going to pick it afterwards. And Imperial are they're kind of in a rough situation because LNZRO picked their bot lane after the first pick Jarvan. It's a really awkward spot to pick Akali because you want to get your bot lane before they can ban out your stuff. So kind of a rough spot to be in there. But we're going to get a Kennen and a Kiana in response to the Akali. So Imperial are fighting back with fire here. They're not going to sit around and play a passive game. They're going to get aggressive. Alistar, Lucian, bot lane, Kiana, Kennen, soul lanes, and then Jarvan jungle. This screams aggression to me. They're going to be active on the map and want to make stuff happen. Ornn going to be the pick now, so the sub going to be relegated to tank duty in the top lane, while Akali will most likely be going mid lane in the hands of Tuller. So that'll be Ornn into Kennen, which is not a great matchup for the sub there, but it should be pretty good for X-Ranger. And
Fine, I'll just be over here, sharpening my feathers.
No cure for fools.
hold on a second here. Okay, all set to go. I believe that I got the labels right this time, right? Tell me I did. All right, yeah, I did. Okay. I'm super bad with labels. Get them on the wrong side, they screw everything up, whatever. But I think we're good this time. Yeah, alright, sweet. So here we go. No Kazakhs, but we've got another Akali game, this time on Tuller, which Tuller has been pretty good on Assassins. He's one of our few Zed players in the Sugar Free League who he seemed very accomplished on the Zed when he's pulled it out. Obviously, matchup dependent, I think. He only plays it into certain matchups, but really good on the Zed, and so I'd assume he's going to have a great performance on the Akali as well. Elise for Where My Jungle. He's been great on aggressive junglers. Excited for this one. The sub on Ornn. So, I mean, that tells you everything about you need to know about him. As Kennen is a terrible matchup though, so the sub will actually have his hands full. Like, this is actually like a really interesting lane now, because the Ornn has to survive at Kennen lane, which is it's tough to do. So he's actually got a challenge ahead of him that he can overcome and make a difference with here. But I'd imagine there's not gonna be a lot of downtime in this game. Based on all the champions I've seen, we're gonna have a lot of fighting everywhere on the map. You know, pre-6, it doesn't matter when it is. There's gonna be aggression on the map. As soon as everyone hits level 2, like, there's gonna be fighting, you know. So it should be a pretty explosive game. Yeah, I think for the purposes of the stream, I'm not gonna swear all the time, because I assume we put the stuff on YouTube, so to not get demonetized, if we even have monetization, I don't even know if we do. I'm future proofing. That's what I'm trying to do, so that our the Sugar Philly League channel won't get demonetized. That's why I'm not saying the full name of LNZRO's jungler. It's a conscious choice. I still swear sometimes, but I'm doing my best not to. It's a family-friendly stream. Yeah. Do I have to time you out in chat, man? You're getting pretty aggressive. I'm a moderated, you know. It took like 6 months, but I became a moderator. Not even that. It took like a couple months. And then Fallen finally got around to giving me mod. So I will abuse my power. I swear I will. Don't test me, man. I will do it. All right, but we've got like an explosive game for sure here. When I look at these team compositions, my first thing I'm thinking about is priority in lanes, because you have the Elise and the Jarvan here. Very aggressive junglers. I mean, Jarvan not as much. He's not really one of the junglers that's forced in aggression, but oftentimes he is active on the map. His kit is very good at ganking. He just kind of wants to be a team player, gank early on. He's not great at farming. He's not a power farming jungler. So generally you want to control vision, try and get ganks off. Elise is way more committed to aggression because she doesn't scale well, so she kind of has to do stuff in the early game. But the reason I'm talking about junglers and lane priority is that depending on who has lane priority, you know, and where, that dictates what the junglers can and cannot do. So you got to keep your eyes on that. Obviously, Kennen will have priority in top lane. Who has priority in mid and bot is kind of dependent on how the fights go. You'd think that Lucian Alistar would be able to win most of the time. Kiana Akali is very skill-based, I think. Now, maybe it slightly favors one or the other, but for the most part, it is very much a skill matchup here. So you got to keep your eyes on Tuller and Soraya Sai, so to see what's going on there, because lane priorities matter so much in mid lane, especially. And then bot lane, you're like, who's winning that 2v2? Again, slight edge to Lucian and the Alistar, but it's not just a free matchup there. So, got to keep all those things in mind to know what's going on in the lanes and what will then be the consequences for the junglers. So that'd be the thing to keep track of for sure. And you know, jungle pathing, how they do it. Do they try and rush to level 3 and then get active on the map? Do they take a more aggressive path and try and invade early on? We'll see here. But yeah, jungler is very important. So stay tuned for that. We got another couple seconds on Spectre Lay. I'm going to take a short break here, and then we'll get back into it here for game 2 of LNZRO versus Imperial Black Knights.
Okay.
All right, welcome back, everyone. As you can see, we're a little bit farther into the game here. We've got a special guest caster coming in here. Wonhan is with us today. Graciously decided to join us, as you can see him there. So we're at 201 because he had to load in the client a little bit later, just because he wasn't in the lobby, so. Nothing really big happened, though. No one's dead, so we're off to the races here. And thanks for joining me, man. It's a bit lonely in the casting booth.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. And it looks like Elise is actually pulling ahead in the jungle route. She's up and farming into the J4, probably going to take some early pressure off of him. Look for a 3v3 in the bot lane, maybe?
Certainly could be a lot of CC and damage in the bot lane. Captor getting a bit low in the jungle here. And should be able to clear the rest of that one, though. Elise invading now onto those raptors. And we've got that Scuttlecrab spawn soon coming up, so should be picking that one up as well.
Freeside does have the prio in mid lane, so the same with bot. Looks like Imperial Knights have complete prio over the bot side. This could be a big fight for Scuttle.
Certainly could be here. Unfortunately, on the UI that I have, because I skipped ahead in time, all the summoner spell cooldowns are messed up, so just don't pay attention to those right now. Once they're used, they'll be on the right timer. Here's going to gank in mid lane. The Cocoon going to miss, though, and the Elise will head back out as Jarvan on that crab already. X-Ranger in the sub trading now is that Klepto Cannon, so building up a bank there over the Ornn there as we get the Scuttle Crab taken by the Jarvan and the Elise back to farming in her jungle.
All things considered, the Ornn's doing a pretty good job at staying healthy in this Kennen v Ornn lane. You know it's annoying having the mage versus the tank top lane. Nothing he can really do but farm.
Yep, sitting under turret, though. Should be fine for now. The dive threat's certainly possible at level 6, but really hard to do on the Ornn. So, unlikely to happen. More action you'd think in mid lane and bot lane with all that damage and CC. You got there here. Gold pretty even, though. Imperial Black Knight's having a good start to game number 2 after a rough game number 1. Now the junglers here. We had a Cinderhulk Olaf in the first game there, which I thought was kind of interesting. I wonder if we get that same thing from the Jarvan, if he's going to go AD. He's gone Electrocute, so you'd think probably going to be Warrior this time around from him. But
yeah, definitely a more aggressive take.
Yeah, no Conqueror this time, so probably going to be dealing out a bit more damage, which means that the team's a bit squishier. The Kennen not very tanky. The only one who's really tanky is the Alistar, but that's only when he's got that ultimate up. So both teams pretty squishy, or at least Imperial Black Knights are. Everyone else is squishy but this Ornn in the Nautilus. As we get a play in the river here, Tooler in the Shroud. Captor with Ignite on might go down. Tooler, though, in trouble, flashing away here. Zoraiside trying to give chase here on the Kiana. Tooler going to dodge that, but a flash in the auto will... Yep, 1-for-1 here. The Elise trying to get something back, but will just be a 1-for-1 trade overall. Mid for jungle.
Scuttle goes to Elise, though. That's decent margin. Pulling ahead in the jungle, getting her small advantages one at a time.
Hold on,
actually, the Kennen and Kiana...
A rotation down with the Kennen's lane priority. Elise will go over onto that Scryer's Bloom with the repel, and so she, in fact, will not be able to get it because of that top lane priority. Unfortunate. A bad feeling as a jungler.
I mean, that's a kill plus a Scuttle on top of the Kiana. That's 100 gold margin for her and XP. Except for the wave isn't a really bad spot for the Kiana, for sure. Just how it's pushing towards the Akali, that'll definitely even out the scales.
And Joshua with a good little hook away will survive that engage from the Alistar. And now, as you can see, again, the UI stuff, it's still messed up, but you can see Tooler's cooldowns are correct now because he used all those summoner spells. So hopefully they'll correct themselves over the course of the game here as we get a disengage now from the Kiana. Tooler, though, giving chase. Gonna find the kill with the Electrocute proc. Tooler with a solo kill in mid lane. Well done there for his second kill of the game.
It looks like Akali's going to go for the freeze on this, make the Kiana lose a full wave. Srisai is in a really bad spot right now. Oh, scratch that. Akali's getting the push off even then.
Nope, Tooler just going to shove it. Got a gank in the top lane of sub, starting off with the Call of the Forge. Got X-Ranger flash, but a good Cocoon. Yep, flashing in is Where My Jungle. He's going to get the kill onto X-Ranger with the help from the sub. A great gank there, starting off the ultimate. Missed, but forced the flash.
Very good hold on the Cocoon from the Elise, securing the kill in the end.
Well done. The Jarvan maybe looking for the dragon. It's a Cloud on the bot side. And lane 0 starting to pull away a little bit here with 1,000 gold lead. A little bit under. About 800 is the total right now. And Jarvan, nope, not going to take the dragon. Going to look for a gank mid lane, but Tuller wise to it will back off and just go ahead back home and try and buy.
They definitely have the dragon for free just because of the way bot lane is looking right now. The 10 CS lead for the Lucian and the Prio overall. But in the end, it's just a cloud. Nothing huge, no reason to fight.
Will be taken there. 740 in. Captor going to smite that one down. Where my jungle on the top side is up a level right now. But the CS pretty much dead even there. And we'll go ahead and clear those raptors. Second, no, well, not a second scuttle, but another scuttle spawning in the top side there. So maybe they'll go for that one. And this mid lane, a very volatile lane. Hex Ranger purchased already there for the Kiana. Gunblade item, components purchased for the Akali.
We can expect to see a fight the second Akali ulti comes back up. The perfect execution is a good way to get on top of the Kiana, and the Akali definitely wins the 1v1 at the moment.
Yeah, flashes are down for both those guys, but ignites are up, so plenty of kills to be had there when the ultimates are available. The sub about to get the call of the Forge God back, but he's going to find a nice trade onto X-Ranger for the time being. And it is this AP cannon there, not going to be a side lane cannon. This is all about the team fight. He's going to be in with his team, going in with that lightning storm raining down on them. And that Elise, importantly, completing that jungle item there. The Runic Echo is such a powerful completion. The sub, though, here comes the call of the Forge God. Gonna find the knock-up. Gonna find a second one with the charge. The ignite. The turret, not gonna get the kill just yet. The sub with a solo kill up in the top side. Now Osnapski gonna get hooked in here by Joshua. Now Esports might make it out, but Osnapski probably won't. Yeah, he's in a rough spot for sure. Unbreakable will by, I don't know, an extra second maybe, but he goes down regardless there. Now Esports loses both summoner spells, but survives.
And keep in mind, with the Alistar down on summoner spells and the Orange still having his TP up, they can look for some sort of 4-man, 5-man play bot. Go for the dive and look for first tower bot anytime they want to, really. And that's two waves lost to the Kennen after that death, so there's a huge lead in the top side for the Ornn.
Yeah, the gold is only a little, about 100 up right now. But the fact that the Ornn is up in that lane, you know what I mean, through the Klepto, through the lane advantage is huge there for sure. The sub, after a rough game 1, much better this time around here on the Ornn. Will be another cloud spawning here in about 2 minutes. So while there were some great dragons in the early games, it was Infernal, Double Mountain Infernal. We're getting a bit of a snooze fest here with 2 clouds. And now, hold on. Now Esports no
3-man plates off.
Yep, we got an Alistar up here. X-Ranger starting it up on the sub. We'll find the stun. Here comes Osnapski.
There's no Maelstrom right now.
Captor, though. He's got the Cataclysm if he wants to throw it down.
Looks like it's just going to be a clean kill.
Doesn't even need it here. Joshua going to use that stopwatch here. They're going to go ahead and dive on the bot side. Joshua. No, he just barely doesn't die to the turret. What was that?
Unfortunate for the
50
Lucian.
HP. The heal from Indigo will save him. A great job from Mao Esports, but still can't find the kill on a Joshua.
That is also a Rift Herald going to the side of lane 0. Right. Captor picking it up right now.
The Black Knights are going to get the Rift Herald.
Yeah, Black Knights, my bad.
Yeah. They're going to grab that one here. Captor getting that one as the sub TPing back in at topside. Call the Forge God thrown down, but stunned. He can't recast it. Now has to run away.
That's Maelstrom for Call of the Forge God. It's not a bad trade.
No, certainly not bad at all. And the sub will be able to preserve this turret here. There's still plating left on it. 2, in fact, actually. Now Snapsy coming back around maybe for a second dive. But they're going to summon the Rift Herald, the sub. And they get pulverized. Headbutted back into the wall, stunned by the trample. But Captor going to throw down the Cataclysm. Now finds the knock of the sub. Maybe going to find the kill. No, will not be able to. In the turret will go down. Another successful play on the Ornn there. A second death for him. Joshua, though, finding a lot of damage.
Captor.
Yep, here comes Tuller as well, bringing up the rear. Going to find that very execution into the Gunblade active. Gets the kill. X-Ranger going to try and get away there. And will do so with a little bit extra speed from that cloud and that E. And that dragon spawning soon, but that's a long ways off, so nothing to be traded back for that turret topside, really. 12 minutes in here. Still a bit of time left on the planes, but it's dead even in gold. 20,000 apiece. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that was a ridiculously dominant game one there from Lane Zero, and we're 12 and a half minutes in, and it's dead even here. Oh, hold on. A flash and a cocoon. Where am I jungle going to find the
Beautiful by
kill?
jungle.
Oh, my goodness. What a play there on the Elise, and Indigo reaps the rewards of that great cocoon.
We do have Kennen down on the bot side, though, so it's a 4v4 for the Dragon right now, as Ornn does not have TP. He is locked in the top side. If anything happens here, it's going to be a big fight.
Exchange of a little bit of poke here and there. Tuller gets the Shuriken. Not going to take it, though, I would imagine, onto that Kiana. Here comes Osnapski. He's going in. He's found a
So
knockup.
Snapsky in the jungle. Jungle is chunked.
Yep. And then where am I jungle? He's going to find one kill, but he goes down. A 1-for-1 trade so far. X-Ranger not going to do anything
Tuller's in the
there.
back.
Indigo with a
They
good
have the
flash.
collapse. Tuller's on the back.
Yep, Tuller going to get stunned up. A good ultimate there from the Kiana. Tuller going to hop away. Joshua buying a bit of room, but he'll go down. Onto Snapsy, they go again, but Unbreakable will going to save Snapsy for a moment. Now Tuller going to grab that kill
Good
with
side step
Indigo.
by Tuller.
Yep, here comes the call. The Forge guy going to find the knockup on X-Ranger. Tuller there, going to grab it with Indigo. Maui from the backside finds the kill onto Tuller. Kiana flashing over the wall, hops over Indigo. Not going to be able to chase there. All cooldowns down for her. And now she will evolve, I believe, that Q here as Mao Esports and his mid laner will back off. In the end, a bit of a messy fight, but pretty much even. No one gets the dragon.
In the end, it's a 3-for-3, but you also have to look at the fact that the Kai'Sa got all 3 kills on the side of Lane Zero. That's a huge marginal difference.
3-0-3 now on the Kai'Sa. 170 stacks on that Manamune. Will take a while to get, but certainly on her way to that 2-item power spike that's so powerful. And she's got almost 2k in the inventory right now to spend. Also, updating on that top lane matchup, the Ornn is at 99 CS to 79 right now. That's a 20 CS difference between the top laners. The sub having a much better game number 2 now that X-Ranger doesn't get that Kiana, the Akali rather. And this Jarvan, of course, going damage here. He's a bit squishy, but a lot of damage from him. A great use of the W by the sub to absorb that combo here. But Osnapski and, well...
Capture's cut.
Yep, Capture's dead here. A nice try to get the sub, but they pay for it with their lives as it doesn't go their way here. And this Cloud Drake should be Lane Zero's. Osnapski trying to get a ward, but Tuller over the wall looking for something here. Joshua has flash if he wants to go over. Flashing in, he will, but misses the hook. Yep, will use the ultimate, though, on to Mao Esports. Indigo is here as well. Killer Instinct not back off cooldown. Tuller over the wall with Shuriken flip. Gunblade active, but misses the... Oh, my goodness. Will get it in the end there with a perfect execution. Osnapski trying to get away the blast cone. No, the hook back. Joshua will knock him back. The blast cone Unbreakable will drop here, and he will be able to survive despite the ignite thrown down. And everyone will get away, but Mao Esports left behind.
Very good play overall from the side of Lane Zero. They also get the full 3 waves on the Kai'Sa and tower damage on the mid lane. So again, it's just these marginal plays that Lane Zero's making that's pulling them ahead ever so slightly in gold.
Ever so slightly, you're right. 1,000 gold up now. Not a huge advantage, but certainly an advantage when you got to keep track of it. 15, 16 minutes, that's a very important difference. 1,000 gold. As Tuller going to grab the turret here. Into the Shroud he goes. X-Ranger dropped his ultimate, but Tuller's just going to walk out of it. No, so thanks for the ultimate. I'll see you around, man.
And now this is a 30 CS difference on the ADCs right now. Kai'Sa is huge compared to the Lucian, with 2 levels and almost 2k gold worth.
Level 10 to level 8 now. The Lucian, you're right, very far behind right now. This Kai'Sa, super strong, and we'll have a Rage Blade when she goes back. I would imagine. She still needs a bit more gold, but should be able to farm that up relatively easily. As the sub will be in the top side here, all alone. The Kennen now coming out of base. X-Ranger not going to use the TP, so the sub will get a bit of damage on this turret, but not really under threat of falling just yet. So, the goal lead not huge, especially compared to last game, but Lane Zero is certainly ahead in this one, you would think. That Jarvan that we were talking about, gone for the Warrior this game, but has died 4 times now. Just not able to survive long enough in the back line to really make that champion work. The engages haven't been exactly what the Black Knights were hoping for. And when you don't find a kill onto the Kaisa, she hasn't died yet. That's really not a good sign for your team. When you have a lot of ways to get onto her with a Kiana, a Jarvan, a Kennen, they just haven't been able to find her in these fights.
And that is a 500 gold bounty on the Kaisa after she picks up Guinsoo's. She is going to be a very big objective at the moment. Just 750 gold going towards the wave. One of the Black Knight carries would be huge.
Still a long way off the completion of the Manamune, but 2 items are still 2 items. Very, very strong at the moment and ahead significantly of her counterpart. So got to watch out on her. The sub also very strong. We'll start getting those item upgrades soon. He's already got one on his items, but soon be able to upgrade his teammates' items, and that'll be big. Eking out, slightly more gold, will effectively increase the gold lead.
Looks like Tula's going to be alone in this bot lane, free to walk up and hit this tower as they're looking to make a play on mid.
Good wards, though, spotting this one out. Flash in for no snaps. They found Indigo. Can this be the fight? He's already dead. A shutdown there for the Lucian. And into the back line they go. Joshua dead as well. And it looks like this fight from... Sub misses that one. We'll try and get away, though. Exhaust drop down. Captor is here. Blast Cone, can he get over? No. Yeah, no, he does get it. But just barely able to knock that Blast Cone before Snapsky was able to CC him completely. And they get Indigo as well as his support there, Joshua. Now, hold on. Elise walks too far forward and she's dead. Tuller, the last one alive here in the mid lane. He'll fall as well. Yep, he's dead now, and that mid lane turret should fall as well. A huge swing now for Imperial Black Knights. Out of nowhere, they find a couple huge shutdowns, and now probably 2 turrets.
That's a 3,000 gold play for Knights.
And their captor just going to die there to Indigo, and that should go off the push here. The engage going to come through.
Wait, Indigo's re-engaging?
In X-Ranger. Going to flash out there, the sub. Not going to find the knock on him as Snaps. He goes in, finds 2. He's going to drop down the stun onto the sub, but he goes down the sub with the kill. Now Esports trying to get away now. Yeah, he does not have any mana left. Has already used the E as well. Indigo going into the Killer Instinct. Finds a bit of damage, but not enough for the kill. And that will mean that the fight will die down here. We've got a Dragon spawning soon. Baron as well. But Dragon, the more likely objective to take after they get this mid lane outer.
And again, it's another boring Dragon, so unlikely to see any huge fights spark over it. Most likely just going to go in the way of LNZRO and then move on to Baron control. Actually, it looks like LNZRO just doesn't want anything to do with it. They're moving straight towards Baron control.
Tuller in the side lane, though, has his eyes set on the Kiana. He doesn't worry about objective. It's just kill someone here. Flashing to follow the Kiana. The stun from the supreme display of talent will save the life of the Black Knights mid laner. And Tuller now in trouble here. He's against 2 members. Maui Esports gonna grab another kill here. He's on 2 items, and I mean, all of a sudden he's strong out of nowhere. He's only down about 700 gold against the Kaisa at 8,000 total right now.
Both ADCs are definitely huge factors in this game. I think the LNZRO's win condition here is just keep aggressing on the side waves while they take the disengages on mid when the Kennen tries to get flanks or anything like that. Right now, I don't think they're in a position to win fights at all. At least not until the Kaisa can burn through the Kennen and the J4 before any real damage is inflicted. But again, the Dragon is going in the way of LNZRO. No contest, really, just a free pickup for them.
Yep. Get the Ocean for free here. Vision control of Baron, though, going to be the key now. Wards getting cleared out here. A nice ward in that brush towards the top side of that Baron. A control ward from LNZRO here. As hold on, I missed some action. The Elise coming down out of that repel will survive, but has to use the flash. That's a big cooldown, certainly. So now with the Elise flash down, there's a real possibility, you pick her off. Maybe you can start off the Baron here. There is a pretty big punish with the Ornn if you do go into the pit, but maybe if you get 1 or 2 picks, especially this Elise, there's a possibility of a Baron here for the Black Knights.
And even then, Black Knights don't have to dedicate to the Baron. They have an insane turn off of it. They can have the J4 going or the alley with the Hex Flash and just turn the fight onto the LNZRO in the river. Definitely a highly volatile situation. It looks like Osnapsky might be caught here.
Where my jungle gonna find the cocoon? Unbreakable Will gonna cleanse that one, no. So an ultimate is blown. That's big for the Alistar in a team fight. But not the end of the world here. Maui Sports going to get knocked up here by Joshua. Flashing in for the hook. A nice engage here. The TPs are coming in. Indigo untouched, but he's not able to get any damage off. And now Joshua's going to go down. Indigo's safe for now, but has to flash out of X-Ranger's range. And that's a great fight for Imperial Black Knights. They find the 2 picks. They find the Elise. Now maybe Baron. Sub trying to run away. If he dies as well, it's surely Baron. And he will get away, but now they're in a really tough situation. 3v5 here. LNZRO have blown their lead.
This fight could go either way right now, though. The Lucian is completely or completely out of mana, and the Ornn has
Indigo and
good
Tuller,
flank
though,
from the
in
side.
trouble. Indigo, the killer instinct to get out of the chasm. Captor still trying to go on him. Tuller, though, finds the kill. Indigo will die in exchange. Tuller going back in, but he'll die as well. Hold on. Uses Zonies to buy a bit of time. The sub actually does not find the kill onto Snapsky. Trying to, though. He's trying to run through. Will get it now. There's only 2 members left alive, so the Black Knights can't do Baron, but they might get the kill onto the sub. Members are reviving LNZRO and walking back out, so here comes the call. The Forge got his X-Ranger. Tries to disengage. He'll get hooked up. Joshua lands it. Chain CC. He's going to die. A huge win there for LNZRO. It looked bad at the start, but they bought enough time for members to respawn.
Definitely the survivability from the Akali and the Kai'Sa coming in key there, allowing the Ornn to get into the side lane and allowing the respawns from the Elise and Nautilus to come back on the end of that fight. It's like it's also going to be a blue buff for the Elise. Small takeaway, but again, just the margins.
You know, if there was a more mana-dependent champion, too, it would be a bigger deal here. There's not really a champion like that. I mean, Lucian, Qiyana, they love it, but it's not necessary for them to function like some other champions are, so...
It's a luxury.
Yeah, it's a luxury. It's nice to have. In fact, Qiyana actually has a blue buff, so she's fine. But it's still it's nice. You know, a lot of XP, a lot of gold taken away here. As a Cocoon gonna land, where my jungle now has found Captor, but he'll be able to flag drive over the wall, flashing away from Tuller. That was smite for health on the Gromp, but he's still in a lot of trouble here. Very, very low. Joshua gonna throw on the ultimate. Here comes the engage from X-Ranger over the wall. He's gonna find a few members, but now he's all alone on the backside. Supreme Display of Talent! Oh my god, a huge ultimate from the Qiyana. Joshua the only one left alive. He'll die. The sub finally makes it to the fight, but he's in 1v5. This fight's over. The sub is going to drop in a quadra kill from the mid laner from the Black Knights. The Qiyana with a supreme display of talent in a quadra kill. That'll be Baron.
That's a synapse play from the Qiyana. Absolutely turned that fight from what should have been a loss just because the Kai'Sa Gwynso's on the cannon. But now it's just Baron towards Black Knights. They have complete control of this game. The only way I see LNZRO winning this one is if they can keep their pressure in the side lane. Now that the Baron's gone, that's a definite option for them since they don't have to rotate the Akali up as much anymore, but still, there's no way that LNZRO wins a fight right now against Black Knights.
So perhaps my 2-1 prediction will be true this time around, because Black Knights look poised to take this game and force the series to a game number 3. So maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but I thought the Black Knights had it in them to take a game off LNZRO, and here they are, 25 minutes in the lead. They're up 3,000 gold here with Baron buff. I mean, certainly still plenty of time to throw, but they're in a good spot. Here we go, on to the Ocean Drake. This could get a bit dicey. Here comes Call of the Forge God. The sub looking for the engage. Will find it, but only onto the support. Cataclysm dropping the Jarvan's already dead. This fight's going much better for LNZRO here. And looks like, oh, a big Cocoon there on the enemy AD carry. Where am I jungle with the big play? Supreme Display with Talent goes down, but no one dead just yet here. Now, Where My Jungle may die. He'll be the 3rd member from his team to go down, and hold on. Triple kill for that cannon here. Is Tuller going to shut down the Qiyana? A huge play, and in the end, LNZRO win, but only by 2 members left alive here, so they won't be able to take really much of anything, but they do win that fight and get rid of all the Baron buffs.
And yet again, another 900 gold shutdown on the Qiyana going the way of Akali. I think Kennen just could not get into that fight. He was hit on the back end by the Call of the Forge Gods, and then I'm not sure what, by another thing knocked him into the air. And the fight was all but over by the time he was able to get in and cast the Maelstrom. Even then, he still did take 3 members off, though.
Yeah. Managed to clean up a lot of people, but wasn't in it for the beginning of the fight, which would have meant a lot of stuns, perhaps, that would have shut the LNZRO's members down from casting all those key abilities. And now we've got a ton of Zonians in inventory, so that Slicing Maelstrom getting a lot less effective now that the Elise and the Akali have that ability to go invulnerable. And you'd assume Infinity Edge is going to be coming in for Indigo soon, so he's hitting that 4th item really, really hard and really fast compared to the Lucian, who's still stuck on 3. And now, oh, maybe a catch here onto a Snapsy. He's going to use the headbutt and Unbreakable Will to buy a bit of time, but he's going to die. Bit greedy for vision here, and he pays the price. Hold on, he's going to... Okay, there we go. He's going to die. Took a little bit longer than I thought.
Where my jungle has complete control of this game with the 71 vision control, more than 20 above either of the supports in this game. She's just controlling the tempo and definitely a big highlight point for LNZRO.
Yep. The kills are basically dead even, 23 to 25. Gold lead only a couple hundred separating these guys. I mean, it's a very, very close game right now. Next team fight could go in either direction. It could be an ace for one side, or maybe only one member left on each side. Like, it could be anything right now. It's all going to come down to how these guys play. Call the Forge guy, though, starting it off. The sub has found Mao Esports the heal. And then he goes in the backline. Killer Instinct finds the kill. Indigo now in trouble himself, though. He's going to die for... No, a good flash will buy some room for him. Indigo, he's going nuts. And oh my goodness, he's already found another one. Captor has found the Cataclysm, but he's already very low. He'll get the kill, but oh, we will get out. I don't know how these people are surviving. Oh, Snapsky, though, he's 1v3 under the turret. Unbreakable Will buying so much time. The turret might kill the sub. He gets his head butted back. The turret, though, not quite enough damage. A triple kill for that Elise. Where my jungle? He's on the inhib turret here. An ace and 3 members left alive for LNZRO means that they get the inhibitor. And maybe
LNZRO could go for the end here.
Yeah, 20 seconds left, 10 on some members, but 20 on many.
They're going for it.
Yep, they're going for the next. This is going to be the end of the game, potentially here for LNZRO. They don't have the 80 carry, but they've got 4 members. And yep, that'll be the game here.
Yep, that's the game.
29 minutes in. Mao Esports trying to find the kill on tour, but into the Shroud he goes. Mao Esports not going to be able to do enough in time. That'll be the 2-0 series win here for LNZRO. Again, I talked about it just before that fight happened. One team fight could decide the game, or we could have a stalemate, because it was basically dead even, and LNZRO take that one convincingly and win the series.
Definitely very well played from LNZRO, fighting their way back into that in the later part of the mid game. It was looking a little rocky for them right before the ban, but they definitely cleaned it up right around the end.
A dominating team fight at the end of that one. Indigo going in the back line, and while he only got the 1 kill, he played it so beautifully, flashing past so many key abilities there. And then, obviously, the cavalry came in, and that dive. I mean, they were bouncing around in there underneath the turret. I think the sub tanked at least double digits in turret shots there. I mean,
I'd give it to 20.
Yeah, that was insane. That wasn't like Shogath like season 5 or whatever level where you could tank like 42 turret shots or something ridiculous at one point. There was a pro game where the Cho'Gath just stood under Naxxus turrets for like a good solid minute or something. But it was quite a tanky Orin there. A great series there. Thanks for staying and watching us here. We really appreciate you watching the Surf League. Really appreciate Han for coming in and casting. So I'm not so lonely. Someone likes me.
Well, I'm here.
Yeah, a big thank you. Obviously, we really appreciate you coming in, helping out. Appreciate everyone staying and watching the broadcast. It's really awesome. You know, it's not about the big numbers. It's just nice to have people here, and it's really cool that we have a great community. So thanks for tuning in. And anything else to say before we go? You've earned the right to speak your piece if you want to for coming in and casting with me.
Let's go New AE.
All right. Well, I don't know if we have. Unfortunately, I'm not here tomorrow, so we won't have a broadcast. But perhaps we can get another game with you guys, and we'll get to see you in action and not just on the casting desk soon. So hopefully we'll get a game with you in it. And I think that's just going to about do it from us. You can find Sugar Free League. All the links are below the stream if you want to find anything there. The website, the Discord, everything you need. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube. I'm not Kios. I'm not COES. And anything else? One more shout out. Oh, Han. Last chance.
Nope, that's all from me. That was a great game from what I saw. Both teams looked really strong, and I hope to see them more.
All right, great. Thank you very much. That's going to do it for me and Han. Thanks so much for tuning in. And again, no broadcast tomorrow, Sunday. Unfortunately, I won't be around. But we should have another game Thursday or Friday of next week. So tune in for that. If you want to find any of the VODs, they're here on the Twitch channel. And the ones that have expired are going to be on the YouTube channel. So check that out. Thanks so much, and have a good night, everyone.